Hi, my name is Olajide Olagunju, and I welcome you to the last in the series of daily lecture series called How to Resolve a Conflict. This lecture series are in 77 editions, and this is the 77th edition. So if you missed any of the previous 76, it's just go on YouTube and you find them, how to resolve a conflict. Now, this lecture series are assisted by a book that I wrote titled How to Resolve a Conflict, which I'd like to show you. How to Resolve a Conflict as a book, and it's available on all Amazon outlets. The lecture series itself, as I said, is titled How to Resolve a Conflict, and we've had a great experience going through the daily lecture series for now today 77 days. It's a lecture for every day. We have covered what I consider the essential elements of effective conflict resolution, mediation, the things that you need to know as a mediator, the things that need to be on your fingertips. And today, what we are doing is introducing you to the exercises I have at the end of the book that you could use to practice, to try your hand at what you've learned from the beginning of this lecture. I'd also like to say that in collaboration with the International Mediator Association, we award certificates, 3 kinds of certificates. Certificate in conflict resolution for those who watch, who write a report on lectures 1 to 28, to watch them, write a critique, just a page critique per lecture, and do exercises, 10 exercises, real life exercises from your life, from your experiences, conflicts that you come across, 10 of them, and make a report on what the conflicts are, what steps you took, which I expect to be steps you learned from watching this lecture series, and then what was the outcome. So watch the lectures 1 to 28, make a critique of each lecture, 1-page critique per lecture, do mediation exercises, real life exercises from your life and your experience, people around you, conflicts they have, or maybe your own. You can do self-mediation. That's what we for an exercise, and then send them to us. We look at them, and if we think that you've really learned some skills from those first 28 lectures, yes, you get a certificate in conflict resolution of the International Mediators Association. Now, if you want to get the certified mediator certificate, then you have to watch up to 56 of the lecture series. They are in 77 parts. There are 77 lectures, so you have to watch up to 56. And that's the only difference between the certificate in conflict resolution and the certified mediators certificate. So if you are satisfied with what you've done, you watch 56, forgive me, 56 lecture. How to resolve the conflict. 56 of this lecture, made a critique, 1 page per lecture, and you've done 10 mediation exercises. Applying the skills you've learned here, if you report them, the 10 mediation exercises, then would consider giving a certified mediator certificate. The third certificate is the fellow of the International Mediator Association, FIMA. And for that, you have to watch the 77 lectures. You have to write a critique on each of the lecture, one-page critique on each of the lecture. And you have to do also 10 mediation exercises, applying the skills you learned all through the lectures. So for the certificate in conflict resolution, well, you apply the skills you learned from lecture 1 to 28. For the certified mediator certificate, you apply the skills you learned from lecture 1 to 56. For the fellow International Mediator Association, FIMA, you apply the skills you learned from lecture 1 to this lecture, which is the 77 lecture. And to register for those, to be considered for the certificates, you can go to the right section of the YouTube you are watching, and then you'll be able to give a link to where you could do the registration of yourself, making the payment you need to make to apply to be considered for the certificates. And then we can begin the work of looking at what you are writing, what you are doing, to be able to qualify to get a certificate. Thank you. So let me go back to the business of today. Apart from asking you to please subscribe to this lecture series, this is the last one, so we'll be grateful if you remember to subscribe. What I want to do today is introduce you to the exercises. They are in Appendix A of this book, How to Resolve a Conflict. And there are 4 exercises. I won't bother you going through them. I will name the exercises and then go back to what I think is more important, because you can read the exercises in the book when you get them. What's more important is what leads to the exercises. I discuss things you could do after a mediation, some other things. Let's go to the book. I'll read and then we'll have further discussion. Okay, so I'm now in the book. I want to go to the disputes that you might want to consider mediating as an exercise. This is not for certification, this is just an exercise. When you try your hand at it, at this case, these 4 case studies, a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3 of them, all of them, why not? The more, the better. At the end of the book is the model mediation rules, as I mentioned previously in the last lecture, in lecture 76. The model mediation rules, which you can, when you are writing the mediation agreement to mediate, conflicts, a couple of conflicts, you can make those. That model mediation rules at the end of this book. You can make them the rules that guide your mediation. Feel free to do that. Now I'm in Appendix A.